Okay, so this is video 2 in a series for Gosha out of Germany. And we're dedicating this to her because she wanted to know about the cross-hatching, which is really cross-contour. Now, this drawing was done, God, like 1770? That was a little while ago. And I got to study with this with Fred Fixler. And whereas Fred was old, he wasn't that old. So, if you notice, the rhythm chart still applies. You know, we go from the chin past the mouth over the zygomatic process right here. These lines here is on the rhythm chart, and that is your orbicularis oris. And look at that, it's still there. Still these little lines. You know, these lines coming over the nose. So the Reilly chart, as much as people are trying to make that the Holy Grail, it's been around a really long time. And the more you study, you know, Albrecht Dürer, you know, people like this, study Vilpu, you'll see it in there. And so you really can't take ownership of something that is already, you know, been around. Unless you need to do that, then by my guess, do it. But, you know, for me, I just like to study a lot. So again, the Reilly chart is just a wonderful way. We teach it to the kids at my school. I got 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds learning it. And it's just a fun way of getting the information out. So now we move back over here. You should be able to nail the chart fairly quickly. You are allowed to make adaptations of it, okay? Now this rhythm here is going to be where your brow changes right there. That's where where your brow comes in and changes direction. And that's where you're going to get a plane change also. So it's rhythms and planes is what I like to teach in my classroom. Okay, so you'll see how it changes and it turns like that. Okay, this rhythm goes right in here, and that gives you that really pretty shadow right there. Okay, then this one right here is where the nose hits the face. Boom, right there. That's where you hit the face, so that's why that rhythm is real important. Then this one here is your mouth, and the cool part about that is you can pull that rhythm down or bring it up, and you can change your expression. So that'll be for your animation. And then you have half. So it's really not that hard. It's 1, 2, 3, and a half. Okay, so that's pretty much where you're at with there. Now we're going to go from the chin past the mouth, over the cheekbone, and then over the ear. Your ear lines up with your eyebrow and then the bottom of your nose. Okay, so you got that. There's a phantom chart which goes around like this, and that's your old age chart. So as you get older, this will fall down and it'll give you those jowls. Okay, so you got that. All right, so that's pretty much it. And it really comes down to the muscles. So this will be your epicranius or frontalis, which is your front. Along the side here is your temporalis. Then it goes underneath and attaches to your zygomaticus, your cheekbone. Picks up again onto your masseter, which is right here. And that's how we're able to bite things, because the muscle actually goes from here to here, goes straight down. And then this rhythm here is your bicularis. So you have a bicularis oris, oral, and then this is a bicularis here, round, and that's a bicularis oculi. So if you're going to go to the eye doctor, you're going to go to the oculi doctor. So you got that. Okay, and then we'll get into the features later. But you see how you can go like this. Now, one thing that they don't teach you that I got the luxury of learning in forensics, so there's a little bone inside the eye. It's called, like right there on the inside of the skull, it's called your cathis. It's like a little tiny ligament. And your eyes will connect, the eye muscles connect on there. So in this case, this has a low cathis. This would have a happy cathis. So if you have your eye here and you're coming up, this is a low cathis. That'd be sleepy eyes, see? But if this case here, if you have a high cathis, then you're going up here, and you got happy eyes, okay? So that's right there. So that's important to know. And I got to learn that from working in forensics. Okay, so, we're constantly pushing our knowledge. Again, we've got to keep paying this forward, and what Corey's doing is he's allowing me to work on my obsession of paying it forward, because I've been very lucky. There we go. Okay, so that's your rhythm chart, and a lot of people ask, how do you do a side view? This goes back to my teacher, Rayberg. Why do I give so much credit to so many people? People are always asking. Because they were so nice to me. And I will always remember them forever. And Eddie, of course, was my teacher. So we're going to go this way, this way, this way, this way, and that way. So they all follow the same angle. So the only thing I'm asking my students to do is, when you go to study, just Google them, see what their screen credits are, see what they've done. Doesn't matter, you could have somebody who's an educator, that's fine, but you're not going to get the what my one mentor, and started out to be my mentor. He was my student, and now he's my mentor. His name is Rhyme. He calls it pro tricks, and it's pretty cool. So you're not going to get the pro tricks, unless you've worked in there. So what you're going to do here is you're going to get that half, half, half. See, so it's just half the rhythm chart. That's all. Okay, but this is pretty cool. These lines all kind of line up. All right, another one for a side view, which is kind of cool. You can go like this, and I learned this from Glenn. You go like this. So you start with a straight like that, and then you can, put in your eye. Then you can go like this. If you go like that, it gives you that kind of a look. See, Glenn said he learned it from Carmine. So it all passes down, and that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do out there, is as you get this information, go teach it to somebody, pass it down. All right, so we go like this, okay, and then you have your angles. You can go this way, inside this line. You always start with that straight line, and that gives you a really fun face. Maybe kind of an old person. Just fun ways to kind of get it started, and I thank my Mr. Vilpu every day for this one. Do I think about the people who taught me stuff when I draw? Yes, I do. Do I claim that I learned it myself? No. How do you learn something yourself? That's weird. What do you call a self-taught surgeon? A murderer, yes. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our drawing. Make sure it's focused. And we're at 8 minutes. I'm trying to keep these kind of short, and then Corey will just present them out there. So now we're very carefully going to put in this rhythm chart. Okay, so we've got this one, which is going to take us right into the eyes. It stops at the nose. I'm going to be very careful with girls not to give too big of a nose. There was a wonderful TV show, as a soap opera, it says, Where the Planes Change. Yes. Or you can go to the movie Poltergeist, and you can say, run to the side plane. There's safety at the side plane. And the mom goes, oh my God, no, no, no. She says, run to the side plane. You say, be quiet, shut up. I know, I get lost in movies. Okay, so we got that. And then you're using this like your hand is your pencil is like an ant, and it just crawls down the page. And you're walking over the form. That's really important. And that's all what those, so for Gasha, what you're looking at is really a lot of these cross contours. Now, if we want to get romantic, and I'm going to take you to the beach and I'm going to sing to you, which would not be romantic, I'm going to sing to you as the sun goes behind the mountains, and then the sun disappears behind the mountains. This is the eye, and it's behind the mountains, and the mountains are your nose, okay? And it's going to go behind the mountains. So let's make sure that when we draw that tear duct, it goes this way, and it stops here, see? So that this eye is in the right spot. So many times you see the eyes floating off the side. Then we're going to go from the chin, past the mouth, right there over the cheek, chin past the mouth, over the cheek, to the ear. So you can see how this rhythm chart really helps. So I guess, you know, if you want to say that this was solely invented by the great instructor Reilly, and he was, I never met him, but I got a chance to study with his student. So if he really was, then he was probably a god, and since he's a god, he invented anatomy, because the rhythm chart is the anatomy. Maybe that works. That's how it works. Maybe he was one of the gods. I'm sure I'm going to insult a ton of people. But it's insulting to me when I see students who are completely shut down because they're trying to attain something that's not attainable. Okay, so here we go. And that's your lay-in. You guys see it? Okay. And this was at 12 minutes. Now we'll go for some longer ones, but now we're going to go in there and start feeling the parts of the face. And that will be utilizing this pencil, and then this is really fun. This is, let's see how it works. This is this Faber-Castell Pit Art pen. It's opaque white. So I have some fun with it, okay? So let's move on to the next step where because we have our map, we can go ahead and start having some fun. And for this, I'm not going to put any music on. Let me see if Corey will let me play music in the background, but for now on, I'll just whisper and tell you where we're at, okay? Okay.